Hello, gorgeous human. How are you today? I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. If you're here right now, you tapped on this because you have some New Year resolutions or some any time of the year resolutions, because I believe we can change our lives around, we can make a difference, and we can shift our energies at any time that we want. Beginning of the year, end of the year, middle of the freaking year, whenever you want to make a change, you are in control and it can be your time to do that. So you're here to set a resolution and you are ready to make a change. And I am so excited to give you your guide to actually make that happen. No more burning yourself out. No more driving yourself into a rut. No more getting lost in the sauce in your brain and losing track of your goals. We're going to talk all about resolutions and help you find the most aligned way to set these new goals and set yourself up for success. So let's dive right in. Welcome to Perspective with Kaylee Phillips, the safe space to get deep, break through, and find alignment. Here we prioritize wholehearted self-love, passion-driven careers, and living your absolute best life. You're here for a reason, so jump into the good energy, put your rose-colored glasses on, and tune in for massive impact and growth. I'm your host, KP, ready to release perfect and welcome perspective. New Year's resolutions are such a hot topic. This is all people can talk about this time of year. And honestly, it can be so stressful to listen to other people setting their goals and setting up their plans and talking about their new vision boards. And you're just like, I don't know. I'm stressed. So I think these are the things that come up. It's excitement with a subtle fear that you won't be able to do it. I think that's the most common. Like, we're excited to make the lists and make the plans, but then there's this little voice in the back of your mind that's like, but what if you don't hold up to those standards? What if you don't do it? What if you don't commit? What if you drop the ball? Or it's just this big ball of resistance because you're comparing yourself to other people's goals or comparing yourself to your last year's goals, and you're just resisting showing up to set up for these goals at all because it's like, I don't know, I'm scared. I'm scared of failing, you know? It's that fear, and we can't lead an exciting opportunity for new growth with fear. So the first thing we need to do is ditch that fear. And remember what I always tell you guys, it's not about the final destination, it's about the journey. And if I were to ask you right now, what's the point of setting a New Year's resolution? What would you say? If you would say it's to get to the end result or to have more wins in your pocket, I don't think that's an aligned answer for you, because you deserve to celebrate every single moment, and you deserve to enjoy working towards New Year's resolutions, even if the end result isn't exactly what you'd pictured. New Year's resolutions and any resolutions should be about the experience and the opportunity to grow and the opportunity to not be stagnant, to keep evolving, to keep being the best version of yourself, to keep growing and scaling and enhancing who you are as a human being and exploring new endeavors and new opportunities. It's fun and it's all about you, and it's not about anyone else. So someone else that's setting all these huge goals right now, that's their journey and that's where they are right now. And someone else who isn't setting a single goal, they're on a different journey too. And you're on a unique journey. So we cannot put all of those people on the same scale and weigh who has the most goals, who's doing the best. That does not make any sense, because everyone is on a unique journey and everyone's on a different path, and we cannot be compared. We're all learning different lessons. We're all on different roads. So there's no possible way to compare to each other. So we need to wipe that out of our minds, because it's literally impossible. And there's no way that we could see behind the curtain into every single person's life and create an accurate scale to see who's doing the quote best and worst. It doesn't exist. So this is all about you. This is about what you want to be doing for yourself and how you want to feel. So that's the next thing. I think we need to lead with feeling more than tangible things. We can't lead with how much money do I want to have. We have to lead with how do I want to feel? I want to feel luxurious. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel excited. I want to feel adventurous. And then ask ourselves, okay, what is going to help me feel that way? If we want to feel healthy, then we work backwards from that feeling to create maybe a dieting plan or a healthy eating plan or a workout routine or a healthy sleep schedule or healthy habits in general. But if we just lead with these tangible things, that's when we kind of burn ourselves out and get overwhelmed with lists and overwhelmed with comparison. So I would ask you, how do you want to feel in this new year? Maybe create some polarities, how do you feel right now that you don't enjoy? Like, what feelings right now are present that are not fulfilling to you, that are not aligned feelings, that are not aligned with your highest self? Let's find the polarity of those feelings and chase that and create goals that aim us towards that direction. And of course, If you know me at all, you know that I'm going to tell you micro goals are the secret sauce to your New Year's resolutions. Micro goals are literally the key, I swear, because we set these macro goals. This is the time of year where the macro goal conversation is huge because there's an entire year on the line. We have 12 months, 24 hours a day for 12 months. That is a lot of time. And we look at that and we think macro. It's human nature. We start thinking big picture. And then in January, we put our bodies and minds into this place of macro. And then for some reason in January, we're trying to dominate the world. And then by March, we're so burnt out. So we can't think that way. We can't think macro only. We have to think macro in the exciting part, in the meditative part, in the higher self thinking. But then we have to go micro so that we can actually get there. And we have to create something that can be done every single day, sustainably, and not burn you out while still confidently moving you towards the macro goals. And that is 100% possible, and that is 100% the best way to achieve your goals because it's sustainable and it's going to create so much confidence in yourself and so much trust in yourself because you're committing to it every single day and you're watching yourself become consistent and you're watching yourself grow and you're watching yourself show up for the goal every single time. Chef's kiss. It's a beautiful, beautiful plan. So we're going to talk about your macro and micro goals right now together. And the other element of this that we need to touch on is there are no have-tos or right ways to achieve a certain goal. I think oftentimes we associate the new year with these typical goals like going to the gym, eating healthy, being consistent in our content, and it becomes very redundant and it's basically just, okay, what do people usually do? Or what do I usually do around this time? What do people usually associate with New Year resolutions and with reaching these big goals? And that's what we do. But there's no right way to achieve a goal. And when you're actually tuning into what works best for you and what's going to be most sustainable for you, that's when you're going to find success. And for you, it might not be going to the gym. There might be a different solution for the goal you're trying to achieve. And remember, like I said in the beginning, how you want to feel. It needs to lead with you and the actual purpose of pursuing these things, not just for the end result, but for the daily moments, for the way that you feel when you wake up in the morning and the way that you feel when you approach everything you move into in your life and each day. So with that being said, let's dive into your macro and micro goals. So what I would love for you to do is write out maybe 5 macro goals for the year. 5 might sound like a small number, but macro is big. It's the big picture ideas that you want to see yourself celebrating at the end of the year. So I would write out maximum 5 macro goals, and these could be themes too. So I like to give my macro goals a theme, again, associated with that feeling. So for example, if this year I want to feel better in my body, that's a really great feeling, and the theme of that can be consistent movement. That's a really good one. Another goal could be more financial focused. Maybe you want to have a $100,000 cash year, a 6-figure year, and that feeling is abundance and financial success and peace of mind, right? Because why do we want the financial success? It's not just because we want the money itself. There's a reason for it. It's the peace, it's the luxury, it's the travel, whatever it is. And then that leads me to a third macro, maybe travel. You want to travel a lot. And that has themes of exploration and adventure. So those are 3 really great macro goals. And again, these are things that are not going to start happening immediately on January 2nd. You're not immediately going to be traveling and feeling 100% all better in your body and like you've checked that off of your list and already seeing all of that financial success in the beginning of the year. So we can't go into the beginning of the year just looking at those 3 things and saying, okay, let's go. We need to break it down. And that's why I absolutely love micro goals. So let's talk a little bit about the difference between those two. A macro goal is something that requires time, multiple decisions, collaboration, and multiple parts. I say collaboration because usually these goals require some form of accountability, conversations with people, or other environments, entities, humans, relationships involved. It can't just be you, and trying to expect that you're going to do it all by yourself might set you up to fall short of what the goal originally was. So a micro goal is different because it's something that can be approached no matter your energy level or
who's in the room right now, how you're feeling right now, what type of day it is. A micro goal is something that is built to be sustainable as a daily bare minimum. So from my experience, this is how you could fail your goals. Let's just get this out of the way and talk about the ways that you shouldn't approach your resolutions, the ways that I've seen lead to inconsistency, not sustainable goals, and just not a fun time. Like, I think we also need to come back to the intention here. Why are we setting these resolutions? Why are we setting these intentions? Why does this time of year trigger the excitement of new goals, new things? Because we have something to work towards. And you need to do a little bit of introspection here and ask yourself, am I working towards this goal because I want the superficial item, the tangible thing, or am I working towards it for something deeper than that? If you're the type of person that you want to achieve goals for that inner sensation of completing something that's bigger than yourself, or for making an impact, or to see how far you can go, there needs to be more to it than just, I want the money. I want this amount of money this year, or I want this body this year. There has to be a reason for it. Because then we lose track of the why, we lose track of the intention, and just that superficial goal isn't going to be enough to push you on the lower days, on the lower energy days, on a day that you're feeling like, I can't do this, I'm too tired, I'm too overwhelmed, I'm not good enough, I'm feeling low confidence, I'm feeling like I'm not made for this. On those days, the superficial, tangible thing is not going to be what pushes you to get out of bed and do the thing, or what pushes you to push that imposter syndrome aside and work towards what you truly believe about yourself. It needs to be something deeper. It needs to be something that actually holds substance and value, something about your purpose in life, your alignment, who you are as a human being being injected into these goals. So setting that intention and getting deeper into it is how you're going to see success long-term and sustainably. So that's the first way to fail. If you want to see yourself fail, just look at the tangible things, make a list of things you can hold, things you can see, and that's it. You want to go deeper than that, okay? Now the next one, forcing yourself. Forcing yourself to do what everyone else is doing. The biggest one, I'm going to go to the gym every morning. That's the biggest goal I always see that falls short when it's only that tangible thing. I'm going to go to the gym every day, and I'm going to do it early. Why? What is the point of waking up early? If you have a really good intentional reason that aligns with your heart and soul, and that aligns with the dream version of yourself. And again, not just the dream version of yourself that has a six-pack, but is deeper than that. It has more meaning. It holds value. Once you can get to that place, then sure, that going to the gym every early morning can fit right into your aligned year. But if it's just because that's what everyone else is doing and that's what you think is going to get your life together, and forcing yourself to do that every morning is going to make all the other pieces fall into place, you're going to disappoint yourself. And then you're going to be annoyed that you didn't do it. And you're going to feel like you're in that cycle of every 2 weeks restarting. Making a big list of all the habits you're going to stick to, not a good plan. We need to have a connection to each of those habits. So right now, go ahead and make your tangible items list. Make the list of things that you want to see, that you want to hold, that you want to live with. Maybe it's the house or the six-pack or the dream skin, dream body, financial, whatever it is. Write your list. And then next to each of those, I want you to ask yourself, why for my mind? So we're going to have like 4 columns here. Why for my mind? Why for my body? Why for my soul? Why for my energy? If you can have a deep, good reason for all 4 of those categories, you are locked in and ready. That's your macro. That's your alignment with intention. You can come back to those 4 things every single time you're feeling low, and they should kick you right back into the mindset you want to be in. And then we have to set our micro, our smaller increments to build us up to that place. And that's where, going to the gym every day is going to come in. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is your lingo, the way that you're approaching your vocal energy in association with these goals. So if you're saying things like, New Year, same BS, New Year, same me, I tried to start over, but looks like it's not happening, so I'll try again in 2025. Any of those negative things, or if you're around people that are saying things like that, we need to make some changes, because our voice is energy. Everything we say comes back to us. We are vibrational. Like everything that we put out into the universe, it comes back to us. We attract what we speak. Like attracts like. So if that's what you're associating yourself with, that's the people that are around you, that's the energy you're consuming. Or if that's the energy that you're putting out, we need to make a change there because it all starts internally. Now, my next one here is please don't be the person who, or don't allow yourself to be the person who sets these big goals, makes the list, and then just hopes that the magic of the new year will make it all happen. There is work that needs to go into it. I think a lot of us get stuck in like, I'm going to manifest it, I'm going to write it out in my journal, and then it's just going to happen for me. It's going to fall into my lap. Now, I believe in the law of attraction wholeheartedly. I believe that things do magnetize towards you when you believe it, but that's only step one. There also needs to be action because like attracts like, but also action. The magnetism is stronger when you are walking in the right steps. You're taking the next best step, doing the next best thing for yourself and taking action, putting yourself in the energy of what you're attracting. So if you're attracting the fit body, right? You're attracting your dream body, but you're not putting yourself in the room to do the work. You're putting yourself, I don't know, whatever your habit is, sitting on the couch, eating snacks, whatever it is for you. You're not putting yourself in the room, in the right energy to attract the thing you desire. And then that's where we get in that mindset block of like, why is it not happening for me? Because we're not putting yourself in the energy in the right room. So trust yourself to do the thing. Trust yourself to put the energy out there. Trust yourself to do what's going to make it happen. And that really starts with the trust. So if you write out your list, you write out your resolutions and you say, all right, it's going to happen for me. It's not enough. You need to show up for yourself because you need to prove to yourself that you can do it. You need to be the voice. You need to be your own role model. You need to be the image of success for your future self and for your past self. Because remember, in all time here, your past self is looking to the future you with big aspirations and trust and hope. And your future self is looking to your past you with pride and joy and gratitude that they did the work. So you want to honor all versions of yourself across this timeline. And that starts with doing the work, putting yourself in the right room, putting yourself in the right energy, trusting yourself while also taking the next best step. And remember that list I gave you to do. Write out your intentions, write out the goals that you want to achieve. And then next to it, why do I want this for my mind? Why do I want this for my body? Why do I want this for my energy? Why do I want this for my soul? When you have all of those reasons laid out, all of these pieces should fall into place. So really what I want to see you do is ask yourself, how do I want to feel this year? How do I want to feel? What is the energy? And I believe in choosing your word of the year. My word of the year is devotion, personally, because I'm a Manny Gen, and I am very, very multi-passionate, which is such a gift. And I started this business so young. I was literally 19 when I started doing this. So, you know, my frontal lobe still isn't fully developed, and I'm still exploring so much. And that multi-passionate side really shines through and comes out. And she's a gift, but I need to learn how to kind of hone that gift and handle it with devotion, you know, because that multi-passionate can lead you down 17 different roads that we never really finish that trail, you know? So my word of the year is devotion, because every single project, every single idea that I have, I need to decide to either fully commit myself to this and devote to it, or leave it to the side and pursue where my vision is really calling me. So that's my one word of the year. And then my other word of the year is dynamic, which is actually the name of my program that's coming out in February. Well, it's starting in February. It's out right now. You can apply and join right now. The word dynamic is defined as being characterized by constant change, activity, and progress. And when of a person, it's described as positive in attitude and full of energy and progress towards manifestation and new ideas. So the word dynamic is totally my word of the year, along with that devotion. And I think it should be one of your words of the year too, because you are here right now because you are a dynamic person. You have a dynamic soul. You have dynamic dreams. You're not baseline. You're not ordinary. You're not here to copy what someone else did. If you started entrepreneurship, you were called to this by some type of message of creating something that's your own. And if you were called here because someone said, this is the packages that I offer and you should offer these packages too, and that's what inspired you, I think that's crazy. I don't think anyone really gets inspired by that. If you were here first as a virtual assistant or as a social media manager, it wasn't because of their structures and like their strategy that they have in the inner workings of their business. It was because of the big picture message of create your own hours, create your own life, create your own brand, work for whoever you want to. Those are the things that inspired you to be here, which tells you you are a dynamic person. So when you were inspired by that, and then you came into the room and learned someone's exact ABC strategy, you might have tried to incorporate that framework. You probably did. You tried to make it happen for yourself and make it work and do exactly what they did, but you found yourself stuck in imposter syndrome, stuck in this constant cycle of trying again, it's not working, and then keep coming back to that course that you purchased that told you here's exactly how to do it. And you tell yourself, if I can just do this one time, then down the road, I'll like make it my own. You know, those kind of imposter syndrome, limiting beliefs chime in. So my point here is you're a dynamic person. I'm a dynamic person too. And that means leading with an intuitive strategy. We can't say I want a flowing intuitive strategy and then build on exactly what someone else did and try to copy and paste exactly what someone else did. So the word dynamic really means wholehearted you, that mind, body, spirit, energy, all of those things you wrote out on your list of goals and the association with it. That's your priorities. That's your values. That's the true you inside attached to your goals. What a beautiful thing that is. So that's what dynamic is all about. That's what the program is all about. And that's what my word of the year is. So you know that I'm fully devoted to this program because it's literally my word of the year. And I'm so excited to share that energy with everyone in the room. We're going to be doing alignment labs, which are hands-on, see results on the call. Laws of the universe, we're literally implementing and seeing it with examples. We're working together. It's going to be really cool. Such a tight-knit community. I've never seen anyone do labs before. So it's going to be very explorative and very innovative, but I love, love, love to see people workshop on call. So you can kind of think of it like a workshop combined with some real hands-on auditing and saying, okay, well, that's a good idea, but what about this, you know, and really working through it so that you can leave calls not feeling like, okay, I just got a lot of information, but okay, I just felt something change. I am ready to now go take action. That's my goal with the labs. So anyway, those are my words of the year. If you would like to apply for Dynamic, the link is in the description. It's going to be an amazing program. We start in February. It's really incredible. Investment starts at $450 a month, and there are extended payment plans. And you know me, I'm always flexible. So reach out to me if you want to chat some more about Dynamic, see if it's a good fit for you. And if you want to apply for it, the link is in the description. Of course, there's no strings attached with applying. It's just the opportunity to learn more and see if you're a good fit for this particular investment to start out your year. So, as I was saying, ask yourself, how do you want to feel in the new year, and lead with that feeling to create your word of the year, and make sure that everything that you are devoting yourself to aligns with that feeling. So if it's whatever the toxic habit is that you're trying to ditch, maybe it's always hitting snooze, maybe it's not letting yourself fully dive into the work, maybe it's coming back to something that no longer serves you, whatever it is, if that doesn't align with how you want to feel this year, then that's how you know it needs to be ditched and it needs to not be given your focus. Everything that you put your focus towards needs to align with that feeling. Then with that, you have the freedom and you are giving yourself permission to start removing people, removing places, activities, and things that no longer serve you slowly. Take it slow. You don't have to remove everything in 1 week, but be intentional with that. And maybe this next week, keep asking yourself, does this align with whatever the feeling is? So if you want to feel abundant this year, that's your word. I want to feel abundant in 2024. Ask yourself as you go into each activity, does this make me feel abundant? Does hanging out with this person make me feel abundant? Does eating this make me feel abundant? Does creating this type of content make me feel abundant? If it doesn't, it needs to be removed. And we need to replace it with something that is bigger and better. We are breaking down foundations this year to rebuild stronger and better. We're breaking down those things that are holding us back, and we're building it up with those golden pieces that fuel us and light our souls on fire and support the best versions of ourselves. So that is my advice for you in setting your New Year resolutions. I hope you have an amazing year. Truly, I am sending you the best energy possible. And trust me, when you start in alignment and you start with these steps that value you and who you are, tune out the noise, tune out what everyone else is doing for the new year, and just do what is meant for you. Following these steps, I am sure you're going to have the best year. So transformative, so much abundance. Remember, 2024 is the year of 8. When you add up the numerology, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, it is 8. And 8 is the angel number for financial abundance and balance, which is just so incredible. And honestly, I also want to tell you guys, I did this and it was a little bit mind-blowing. If you go back through the past maybe like 5 to 10 years, however far back your memory can go, and do the numerology and ask yourself if that aligns. Look at the angel number and then look at what the year was. See if they align. And for me, they all did. You know what was the craziest one for me? 2020, the year of 2020, obviously the year of the pandemic. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 is 4. Angel number 444, or just 4 in general, I just saw 444 on the timer right now as I'm speaking, that's crazy, is the number of protection. And I think if we're going to define 2020 as anything, it's protection. We were all being protected from a pandemic. We were all wearing masks and we were protecting ourselves. And a lot of us went through a deeper journey that was all about protection, and being forced to be in a quarantine space forced you to remove things that didn't serve you and see what it looks like when you're isolated from a work environment, from an extracurricular environment, from other people that don't fulfill you. You're protecting yourself. And then we all grew so much from that year. It was really a triggering year for massive change for so many of us. So yeah, go through the years and see if the numerology aligns and means something to you, what was going on in your personal life and big picture. I think it's a really cool activity to do. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Remember, go apply for Dynamic. It's an incredible program. If this was helpful for you, we are just touching on the surface of action steps. Inside of Dynamic, we go so deep into all of the laws of manifestation and into that intuitive strategy. The way that I built my business was so individualistic because I did it on my own. I did it in my way, and I had the perfect support that motivated me to implement in my way to break the barriers and to become a leader. That's what Dynamic is all about. It's progress towards leadership. It's paving your own path, and it's ditching the noise of what everyone else is telling you to do and really innovating as an entrepreneur, a creator, an innovator, not just another voice in the industry. This is your year to really embody that. And to embody that 8, that numerology of 8, abundance, balance, financial success, all of the things. That's what we're doing inside of Dynamic. We start February 5th. Go apply in the link in the description if it's lighting you up. Remember, there's no strings attached in applying, but it's really going to be an incredible experience. I'm so excited to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning in to Perspective with KP. Let's connect with each other on Instagram and TikTok at Align with KP. Download my free masterclass to kickstart your alignment journey in the episode description. Shout out to Michelle Kreber for producing our music. Keep choosing you and keep choosing alignment. See you next time. Love, KP.